जय श्री कृष्ण सर्वेषां सुप्रभातं नमस्कारः। एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। जय श्री कृष्ण. Wish you all a very happy Janmashtami Shri Krishna Jayanti. In fact, today we call it as two different things. Janmashtami, because Bhagavan Sri Krishna was born on Ashtami. Sri Jayanti means he was born in Rohini Nakshatra. So people who adhere to the nakshatra follow it as Sri Krishna Jayanti, Sri Jayanti. In fact, Jayanti means it is Sri Jayanti. That is how people look at Bhagavan's birth. So Sri Jayanti, most of them who adhere to the Rohini Nakshatra follow it today. And people who follow the Ashtami Tithi followed yesterday. For us, it is Krishna all the time. So yesterday, today, tomorrow. In fact, I was telling my husband, like after some time, people will go behind Ganesha and everybody else, the next following week we'll have Ganesha. But for me, it is always Krishna. So it is, every day is Janmashtami. So let us relish the birth of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Let us recite some slokas, sing some songs on him, and understand the greatness of his birth and some of his leelas today. So over to you, Kalabhagini. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, happy Janmashtami to everyone. Jai Shri Krishna and a very happy Janmashtami Krishna Jayanti to all of you. So we start with the first bhajan which Kalaguru has allotted to us. Krishna Krishna Mukunda Janardhana Krishna Govinda Narayana Hare Krishna Krishna Mukunda Janardhana Krishna Govinda Narayana Hare Achyutanant Govind Madhava Achyutanant Govind Madhava Sachidanand Narayana Hare Sachidanand Narayana Hare Krishna Krishna Mukunda Janardana Krishna Govinda Narayana Hare Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopala Murli Manohar Radhe Gopala Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopala Murli Manohar Radhe Gopala Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopal Bhajo Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopal Bhajo Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopala Radhe Govind Bhajo Radhe Gopala श्याम सुंदर मदन मोहन राधे गोपाला श्याम सुंदर मदन मोहन राधे गोपाला मुरली मनोहर राधे गोपाला मुरली मनोहर राधे गोपाला शंख चक्र गदाधर राधे गोपाला शंख चक्र गदाधर राधे गोपाला मुरली मनोहर राधे गोपाला मुरली मनोहर राधे गोपाला कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दना कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण 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 हे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दना कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण जय श्री कृष्ण जय श्री।
राधे 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 गोविंदा, राधे 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 गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ नादा दीना बंधु, राधे गोविंदा, अनाथ नादा दीना बंधु, राधे गोविंदा। नंदकुमार नवनीत चोरा, राधे गोविंदा, नंदकुमार नवनीत चोरा, राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ दीन बंधु, राधे गोविंदा। यशोध बाला यदुकुल तिलक, राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ दीन बंधु, राधे गोविंदा।
पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंगा राधे गोविंदा, पंढरीनाथ पांडुरंगा राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा। भक्तवत्सला भगवत प्रिया, राधे गोविंदा, भक्तवत्सला भगवत प्रिया, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा। पुराण पुरुषा पुण्य श्लोका, राधे गोविंदा, राधे गोविंदा। वृंदावन चंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा, अनाथ दीना बंधो, राधे गोविंदा। कृष्ण कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण। मुरलीधरा मुरहरा, नटवरा गोपी जन प्रिय गिरिधरा। मुरलीधरा मुरहरा, नटवरा गोपी जन प्रिय गिरिधरा। वृंदावन संचार जगदोधारा, जगदोधारा यशोदा बाला नंद गोपाला, यशोदा बाला नंद गोपाला। मुरलीधरा मुरहरा, नटवरा गोपी जन प्रिय गिरिधरा, गोपी जन प्रिय गिरिधरा।
We are done, Guru.
उत्तमं, बहु सम्यक् आसीत्। दामोदराष्टकं, लेट्स् मूव् आन् टु दामोदराष्टकं। दामोदराष्टकं। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं, लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानं, यशोदाभियोलुकलाधावमानं, परामृष्टमत्यन्त्यधृत्य गोप्या, रुदन्तमुहुर्नेत्रयुगं मृजन्तं, कराम्भोजयुग्मेन साताङ्कनेत्रं, मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेखाडकण्ठ, स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्।
इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे, स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम्, तदीयेषु तज्ञेषु भक्तेर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे परं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह इदन्ते वपुर्नाथ गोपाल बालं सदा मे मनस्या विरास्तां किमन्यै
इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमृत्यन्तनीलैर्घृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तञ्च गोप्य मुहुश्चम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तामलं रक्षलाभै नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नं कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानो गृहाणेश मामज्ञमेध्याक्षितृष्य
कुबेरात्मजो भद्रमुट्टैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं सुखं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्ष ग्रहोमिस्ति धामोदरेह नमस्ते सुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने प्रदीयोदरायाद विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् जय श्री-
नमोदन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्। जय Shri Krishna. Namo Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. Unending Leelas of Bhagavan. So to that great Bhagavan, we offer our Namaskara. Today is an extremely auspicious day, Sri Jayanti, Sri Krishna Jayanti, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna was born. He took an avatar. He became a child for our sake. How do we understand that Bhagavan is born? Because Bhagavan is someone who's never born, right? Because if he has a birth, then where is the Bhagavatvam? Bhagavan means the one who is never born. But then we say, Bhagavan is born, it is his birthday, it is his Jayanti. How do we understand this? So, when Bhagavan is born, it means that he takes the avatara for our sake. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san, Bhagavan says, right? Ajaha api san, he is never born, but still he incarnates for our sake. Because when we say we are born because of this karma. We do good things, we do bad things, because of which we end up taking repeated births, we die, we get born again. The cycle continues eternally. But for Bhagavan, he comes here because he wants to come here. We can understand this like, in a jail. There is this jailer and there is this prisoner. The prisoner is imprisoned because of his actions. The jailer goes there because it is his job, right? Like that, all of us are in this samsara, not because of our choice, because of the karma, because of some of the actions that we did. But Bhagavan coming here is just to help us out, help us get rid of this karma. So Bhagavan says, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanaya, sambhavami yugi yugi. For 3 reasons he comes here. And the first, most important reason, Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the righteous. So, if he wants to do vinashaya cha dushkritam, he wants to destroy all the negative forces, he can just do that sitting wherever he wants in just by his sankalpa, right? When he decides, okay, this needs to be done, it's done. That's all. No questions asked, right? Dharma samsthapanataya, when these two happen, dharma samsthapana will automatically happen. But then he says, Sambhavami yuge yuge. I come here again and again and again. Why does he come? Whenever there is a sadhu to protect, Bhagavan comes. It is not because of the negative forces he comes. Paritranaya sadhunam, that is the topmost of the list that he has. If he has to protect the sadhu, paritranaya sadhunam. So why is he not coming now? Why is he not taking an avatar now? Because the sadhu, according to the Bhagavan's thinking, has to be the likes of Prahlada. Bhagavan came for the sake of Prahlada because he was such a great devotee. If there is one Prahlada today, Bhagavan will immediately come. If there is one Dhruva Maharaj today, he will immediately come. So the kind of devotee that Bhagavan has to come down here means we have to raise ourselves to that extent. Whenever that happens, Bhagavan comes. So on this auspicious day, Bhagavan decided to come here. So when he came here, he accomplished a lot of things, starting from the minute he was born. So the minute he was born, everything changed. The nature was so subservient to him that, the lotuses, the stars in the sky, the breeze, everything there was so conducive, welcoming Bhagavan. Hey, Bhagavan Krishna, you're coming here. It is to help all of us. And everybody were looking forward to that. Then such a great Bhagavan decides to come here. Where will he come? He was born in a jail, a karagraha. How did he choose a jail to be born? The entire universe during the dissolution goes inside Bhagavan's stomach. But then Bhagavan was inside the stomach of Devaki Mata. What to speak about him? So now, in fact, there is a beautiful sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam which says that the entire universe was inside Devaki Mata. Therefore, Brahma, Indra, Narada, and all the other devas went into pradakshana of Devaki Mata inside the Karagraha, inside the jail, in order to worship her, because that Almighty was inside her. And now Bhagavan is born to them, means we can understand what kind of great devotion Devaki Mata and Vasudeva would have had, right? So there, how did he take his avatara? Was he born like a normal child? No. Bhagavata Purana says, Tam adbudam bhalakam ambujeksham chaturbujam shanka gadayudayudam. When Bhagavan was born with 4 hands, says Bhagavata Purana. So the moment you see him, he's like, oh my God, you're born with 4 hands. Tam adbudam balakam. It was such a bliss. He was an adbuda balaka. When he was born itself, he was so much of adbuda. Ambujeksham, his eyes, the lotus eyes, the uniqueness of Bhagavan's eyes. The lotus, the red color shows his love for all his devotees. So he had eyes which were like lotus petal. Chaturbujam, 4 hands. Shanka Gadayudayudam, all the accessories which are always there with Bhagavan to give his identity came along with him when he was born. So in his hands, he had Shanka. Shanka Gadayudayudam, Gada was there, everything was there. Srivatsa Vaksham, in his heart, because always Mata Mahalakshmi sits. Because of repeatedly having it, when we keep wearing a glass, our small scars start appearing in our nose, right? Like that, because constantly Mata Mahalakshmi sits on the heart of Bhagavan, there is a scar which tells him that this is the location of Mata Mahalakshmi, which is called as Srivatsa. So in his Vakshasthala, that mark of Mata Shri was visible. Srivatsa Vaksham. Gala Shobhi Kaustubam. Kaustubam is a mani which is representative of all of us, all the Jivatmas. So that Kaustubha mani was there. Pita Ambaram. Pita means yellow color. Ambara is a cloth. So Bhagavan Vishnu always wears a yellow color vastra. So when he was born, the little child was not born the way normal humans are born. He was born along with his vastra. We said, right? Adishesha becomes a vastra whenever Bhagavan wants. So he was the vastra. Andhra Payodi Saubhagam. Every single thing. This sloka actually continues on and on to say what were the lakshanams with which Bhagavan was born. And these lakshanas was now seen by Vasudeva and Devaki. They both are looking at Bhagavan. Now what happens is Bhagavan is born as divinity personified right in front of them. But then Devaki carried the child. How was it possible to carry this kind of a child? So Devaki in her own words say that, it is crazy of me if I think that I have given birth to you, O Bhagavan. You are born just to bless me. And you are born with all these lakshanas. Now think of the conflict in the mind of Devaki. She is able to realize that this is Bhagavan who is born to her. On the other side, Kamsa has killed 6 of her children. The 7th, Maya Devi, vanished. 6 of her children were killed in front of her eyes. Even when somebody has an abortion, not by choice, it just happens, what kind of misery the mother goes through, all of us know, right? After going through the pain of delivery, without facilities in a Karagraha, think of the plight of this divine Mata Devaki. What kind of mental trauma she would have been in. So on one side, her mind is like, oh my God, I should some way, somehow protect this baby. She's given birth to that baby. On the other side, she knows that Bhagavan has come. He is going to protect everybody. So what does she do? She says, hey, Bhagavan, I understand you are Bhagavan, but Kamsa is there. The Matru Vatsalyam comes there. She says, please hide all these lakshanas because otherwise Kamsa is now going to get, annoyed and he will come in search of you. So please hide yourself. Now, what should Bhagavan say? What are you talking about? I am Bhagavan who's come here. And the first thing is for you to request me to get rid of all my lakshanas. But Bhagavan did not say that. The moment he was born, he obeyed his mother's orders. So much was the respect he gave to her that he hid all his Bhagavad Lakshanas. The 4-handed baby became a 2-handed baby, just like how all the normal children would look. His Shanka, Gada, everything vanished. He, became like a normal child. But then he gives them a instruction saying what all should be done going forward, who his parents were in their previous births, how he was a child of theirs even in the previous birth, when he was born as Trivikrama, they were his parents. He tells all that, but then becomes a small child with 2 hands to obey the orders of his Devaki Mata. What kind of Leela is this? How do we even comprehend it? How do we even understand it? And after doing that, he says that till Kamsa dies, Bhagavan remained with 2 hands. But then if we have a very close look at Bhagavad Gita, the Vishwarupa Darshana Adhyaya, Arjuna says, when Bhagavan comes with Vishwarupa with all his 1,000 hands, Arjuna wanted to have a darshan of Bhagavan like this. But then he says, hey, Bhagavan, I'm not able to take it. It is too much for me to handle. Tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena, go back to that Saumya form, that beautiful form of yours, where you had 4 arms. Which means Bhagavan, during the Gita Upadesham, was having 4 arms before the Vishwarupa Darshana. So after the Kamsavada, the Acharyas say that Bhagavan took back the 4 arms with which he was born. So his lakshanas were back with him, which he had hidden for a short period of time, just because his mother wanted him to do that. So like this, there are so many leelas that Bhagavan had done for us. In fact, when Bhagavan is born to us, what kind of celebration, what kind of danas Vasudeva would have wanted to do. But he was in the jail, he could not do any of that. So Srimad Bhagavata Purana says, in his mind, he actually gave off, thousands of cows as charity. So the Manasika Prarthana was accepted by Bhagavan. And Periyalvar, the mother of our Goda Devi, could not accept that our Bhagavan was born in the jail and he wants to celebrate the birthday of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So he says, when he was born in Gokula, so he says that, there was so much of celebrations because the moment the child goes to Gokula, what happens? Everybody splashes the buttermilk, they play around, the entire festivity, celebration is filled with joy, the ambience is filled with joy, that even the mud in front of their houses was now filled with milk, yogurt, butter, and things like that, that there was so much of happiness and prosperity everywhere. So Periyalvar says, Vannamadangal Chur Tirukotiyur, there was torrents and all decorations everywhere. Tirukotiyur, Kannan Keshavan Nambi Pirandinil. He's not happy just saying one word. Kannan, my darling, Keshavan, the Bhagavan, who's the deity of everybody. Nambi Pirandinil, he's born as my friend. Ennai Chunnam Ediredira Thuvida, they are splashing oil like the holy celebrations. The buttermilk, milk, everything is splashed everywhere. Ediredira Thuvida, Kannan Mutram, Kalanda Adarayittu, everywhere. It's now become damp and prosperous because of the birth of our little Krishna. So Krishna is born, and this is a small attempt by me where I tried to draw parallels between Bhagavan Sri Rama and Sri Krishna in this small stotra, which I've called as Ramakrishna stotra. In fact, I wrote it just the day before for this particular Janmashtami celebrations. So I'll just share this and I'll explain the thought behind what went through when I wrote this. It's in Tamil, so when I explain, it will be easier for you. So I've called this as the Ramakrishna Stotram. So Rama and Krishna, both of them are born here and they have done so many leelas. Everything is with this purpose of Paritranaya Sadhuna, just for us to have different experiences. Because Vinasha, I say he can do it from wherever. But to give us this feel, he has to be here with us, right? So what happens is, this particular stotra, the way Krishna gave it to me was that every alternate line, the first line is about Rama, the next line is about Krishna. The third line is about Rama, the fourth line is about Krishna. So that is how this entire thing goes. So, Nalvaril Uruvarai, Navamiyai Alangarittai Rama. Bhagavan was born as one among the 4 children. And he chose Navami. So one among 4 is because he has 3 other siblings, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, right? So he was born as one among the 4. Nalvaril Urvar means one among the 4. But what about our Krishna? Nalvarikku Urvarai. He was one child, but there were 2 set of parents. He had Vasudeva Devaki. The same night, he went and he became the child of Yashoda and Nandagopala. So for all the 4 people, he was the child though. So Nalvarikku Urvarai, Ashtamiyil Avadaritai Kanna. So what is the importance of Ashtami Navami is, usually people will not do anything auspicious during these 2 days. They will say, no, this is Ashtami Navami, let's not do it. So it seems the Ashtami and Navami deities went to Bhagavan and said, what mistake did we do? Why are people not celebrating our days? So Bhagavan said, yes, your days will be celebrated too. Therefore, Rama chose Navami, Krishna chose Ashtami, so that both these days are also a day of celebration. So Ashtami means, Krishna Ashtami is what comes to our mind. Navami means Rama Navami comes to our mind. So both of them helped the Ashtami and Navami deities. Aranmanayil Pirandu. Rama was born in the palace. Acharyarthin Todarndu. He followed the footsteps of Vishwamitra Maharishi, who taught him a lot of things. He was his Acharya. Aranyam Pugundu. You went to the forest. Velvi Kathai Rama. He went and he protected the yajna, the sacrifice which was done by Vishwamitra Maharishi. Now, what did our Krishna do? Contrary, Rama was born in the palace, but our Krishna, Karagrahatil Pirandu, born in the jail. Sandayin Mel Marandu. You know, the moment he was born, he sat on the head of his father because Vasudeva had to carry him when there was a lot of rain. So, Sandayin Mel Malandu, but he was laughing. He was very happy in spite of being born in the jail. Like the normal child, he didn't cry. Kalindiyai Kadandu. Kalindi is another name of Yamuna Nadi. So he crossed the Kalindi river. Vendrai Bhakta Tondu. So there is fun here where we can understand it as he accepted all the services of people in Gokula, or he went there to serve the people of Gokula. Vendrai Bhakta Tondu. He got an opportunity to serve his devotees, or he was served by his devotees. Then what happens is Kallana Pennai. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Guru. Very much. Very much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can see it, Guru.
Brilliant, Guru.
Kallana Pennai Magilvittai Rama. Ahalya Saba Vimochanam was done by Bhagavan Sri Rama, where she was like a stone, but then when Bhagavan Rama came, he became a, Tejaswini, is what Valmiki Maharishi says. Peyana Pennai Viduvittai Kanna. Bhagavan chose to give the status of Mata to Putana, who came to come and feed him even the poisonous milk. So he gave relief to Putana, who was, because of her curse, a demoness. Now, what did Bhagavan Rama do again? Pirandu, Valandu, Katru, Arakkarai Vendrai Rama. Bhagavan Sri Rama was born. He was sent to Gurukula when he was very young itself. He went to Vasishta Gurukula and then he learned a lot of things. And after his learning was completed, Vishwamitra Maharishi came and took Rama to the forest in order to protect the yajna and kill, the Tataka. But what about our Krishna? When he was a small baby itself, so many asuras started attacking him, starting from Putana, who came to feed the child, to Chakata Asura, where he was in his child's cart, below the cart. So all the demons came and they wanted to kill Krishna even before he could go to school. So what did our Krishna do? Pirandadum Vendrai, Vendrapin Katrai Kanna. So the moment you were born, you started winning all those who challenged you. And finally, after you won everybody, you killed Kamsa, you went for your schooling to Sandipani Maharishi, right? So Vendrapin Katrai Kanna. The next Leela. Chakravarti Tirumahanai, Kudai Pidikka Valam Vandai. Because Bhagavan was born as a prince, wherever he went, people took an umbrella. He never, had to go in straight in the sunlight and everything. He was always taken care of with all prosperity. But what about our Krishna? Bhaktargalai Kaka Govardhanatai Kudayai Pidittai. In order to protect his devotees, he had to lift Govardhana mountain itself as an umbrella, below which everybody had to take shelter, right? So Krishna lifted the umbrella. For Rama, the umbrella was lifted by others. Tandayin Manam Magila, Sitayai Manandai. All of us know that Rama broke the vow in order to get married to Sita, right? But after he broke the vow, he said, no. If my father does not give permission, I can't get married to Sita. Now, Sita was very happy and impressed seeing the way Rama behaved. And Janaka immediately sent word to Dasharatha. So Dasharatha came, agreed to the wedding, solemnized the wedding, and everything happened as per the process that's supposed to be followed. So, Tandayin Manam Magila, Sitayai Manandai. Dasharatha was very happy and Bhagavan Rama got married to Sita Devi. What about Krishna? Rukmini in Madal Etre, Rukmini sent a love letter to Krishna. Kavarndavalai, he actually went and he, what do I say, kidnapped her, Kaipidittai, and you took her hand. So Rukmani was kidnapped because she sent a love letter to Krishna. So very different kind of wedding both of them had. Munvanda Ramanin, this is a very interesting one. Munvanda Ramanin Agandayai will udaithu pin murittai. Munvanda Ramar is Parshurama. Parshurama's avatara was prior to Rama avatara. So when there was a fight between Parashurama and Bhagavan Sri Rama, Parashurama, had a lot of ego. But when Bhagavan Sri Rama broke the bow and he challenged Parashurama, Parashurama realized that this was Bhagavan himself and gave up everything which was in his ownership and created a place in Kerala, near Kerala, and went there. So that is Parashurama's Charitram. But our Krishna also broke a bow. And when was that? Because Kamsa wanted to bring in Krishna by telling some lie. He creates a ambience where he was performing a Dhanuryagna. So for that Dhanuryagna, he sends Akrura to go and invite everybody from Vrindavana. So Krishna comes there as if he is going to attend this yajna and breaks the bow there in order to save his mother. So what happens here is, Indravalai in Chitta Kamsanai will Muritha pin Arittai. Indraval, Devaki Mata has suffered too much in her life. So to protect her, Bhagavan broke Kamsa's bow and helped her mother. Killed Kamsa also. Tandai சொல் காக்க ராஜ்யம் துறந்து மரவுரி உடுத்தி கானகம் சென்றாய். Just to protect the words of your father, you wore all the barks of the tree, you went to the forest, you gave up your kingdom. And what did Krishna do? Rajyam Turanda Pandavar Kaka. He wanted to protect the Pandavas who had given up their kingdom. So Kanagam Tudangi, you went to the forest, you started your journey from the forest to the Naisintrai. You went as a messenger for the sake of Pandavas. Bhaktayin Bhaktiyal Param Pusittai. Sabari Mata, with her full devotion, picked up fruits, and Bhagavan Sri Rama consumed these fruits because of her bhakti. But what happened in the case of Krishna? This is a very, very interesting anecdote, where when Bhagavan goes as a Duta to Hastinapur, Duryodhana wants to offer a huge feast to Krishna so that Krishna will come to their side. But then Krishna says, no, I'm not going to do that. And he goes to the place of Vidura. Vidura is an ardent devotee of Bhagavan. Now, Vidura is so excited, filled with devotion. He does not know what he is doing. He is running here and there because of the excitement that Bhagavan is coming to his house. So he offers some fruits to Bhagavan. In his anxiety and excitement, he peels the fruit. He throws the fruit, offers the peels to Bhagavan. Krishna eats the peels, forgetting the fruits, just because of Vidura's devotion. Bhaktan in Bhaktiyal Param Turanda. You gave up the fruit, you ate the peels because of the devotion of your devotee. Unvarve Padamena Ramanai ni Nadandai. Rama's life itself is a lesson for us to learn. So if we want to live, Rama is the example. Unbhaktar Tan Uyara Gidayai ni Uraitai. What about Krishna? In order to help us uplift ourselves, Krishna gave us the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so Rama lived, Krishna gave us the manual of how to live. Malana Podilum Manidarai Nindrai, you are the ultimate God. Rama was falling at the feet of all the humans, right? He lived as a human. Manidanai Vandani Ma Uruvam Kondai. You know, wanted to be a man. You took the avatara in this bhumi, but then what did you do? When the need of the hour came, you took the Vishwarupa Darshana to show Arjuna that, look, I am the ultimate God. Just do what I'm saying, right? So, Manidanai Vandani Ma Urvam Kondai. He came as a charioteer, but then he showed the Vishwarupa Darshana. Now, for the final sloka, where I'm concluding, Ramanai, Kannanai, என் மனம் கவர்ந்த நீ தாமரையாள் தன்னோடு ஏற்றிடு நீ என் பணி. So Bhagavan, you came as Rama, you came as Krishna, and you've taken my heart, you've attracted my heart towards you. Tamarayal Tannodu, along with Mata Mahalakshmi, who sits on the lotus, please accept my service also. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Krishna. So this was the small offering from our side on this auspicious day of Janmashtami. So
wonderful, wonderful lyrics. I think we should start Tamil classes from now on, actually.
I was going to say Guru has to translate it in Sanskritam for us to learn it now.
Brilliant lyrics.
Find appropriate comparisons.
Translate it in
Fantastic,
Sanskrit now.
Ravina. Absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful. And the bhajan which Kala Guru has taught us was coming again and again. Jag mein sundar hai do naam, chahe Krishna kaho ya Ram.
Yeah, exactly.
Typical of me, usually I will write it only on Krishna, but somehow this started with Rama. I don't know how, so I decided, okay, Krishna wants me to write on Rama also, and then did this comparative thing. So,
sorry, Guru, the last one, can you explain it once again? The last line.
Ramanai, Kannanai, en manam kavandani. You have attracted me as Rama and Krishna. Tamarayal Tannodu. Tamarayal is Mata Mahalakshmi, who sits on the lotus, who is adorned by the lotus. Tamarayal Tannodu, along with Mata, etridani en pani. You know, accept whatever service I'm able to do. Whatever I do, accept it as a service to you.
Brilliant, Guru. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Guru, we hope that you translate it in Sanskrit also one day.
Yes.
So that we can also learn
now.
All the ones that you've written so far, I think I like this one the best.
Oh, thank you so much.
The comparison was beautiful, especially the umbrella. I mean, I can't get over it. You know?
Yeah, umbrella. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So many, all the comparisons so well connected.
They all know all these stories. There's nothing new that way, but to make that analogy between the two avatars is amazing.
We never thought that way. We never ever thought about it like that.
Actually, this Vidura's bhakti is something, you know, which is very, very touching. In fact,
I never knew this, Guru. I never knew the story of him.
How did I also didn't know that one.
Because when Krishna
what
says
we have learned is that Vidura's wife was the one who did it.
There's a slight variation in the way that it's mentioned in different Puranas. So most of the things that I've read is Vidura actually did that.
Actually, the same thing. They both were the devotees, very ardent devotees of Krishna.
So what happens there is, like, you know, when Anand and I were discussing about this in one of the circumstances, he wrote a slightly different poem on this, where Erinda Kanya Yettamal Ponene, he wrote it from the perspective of the fruit. So Bhagavan Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati, right? So give me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water. As long as you mix it with some bhakti and give it to me, I will accept it, says Krishna. So here, this fruit was waiting, and it is about to go and reach Krishna. But then Vidura, out of his anxiety, throws the fruit and offers the peels. So Anand wrote it from the perspective of the fruit. Erinda Kanya Yettamal Ponene, you know, I came so close to you, and what am I doing now? So that was his perspective. So,
Very nice.
so here it is like, how a fruit played a role in Ramayana and in Krishna's Leelas, where Sabari, when Rama accepted, her happiness knew no bounds, and here the fruit was not taken because of the devotion. So it was a very different perspective. So,
To all this, Guru, I'm so amazed with your bhakti. I would like to get at least that
but
kind
dasa,
of.
dasa, tava dasa. So the ultimate below that, so somewhere
Yes.
where we stand.
I hope the grahas look upon me with kindness. So nice. So nice to be connected with you. The knowledge, like it's immense is a very small word also. It's so much like an
We are
ocean.
very, very fortunate to be connected. That's
Really.
all.
My
Very
blessing.
You are an
like a
ocean.
full discourse and satsang and pravachan going on. Oh God, it's so beautiful.
Thank
And
you all
yes,
so much for joining
also
today.
we had a beautiful time singing bhajans for 1.5 hours. We were singing bhajans all the time.
That
It
was
so
very nice actually.
very nice.
Yesterday I
How
was
much
happy
we
that I could
enjoyed
join.
singing the praises. How much we enjoyed singing the praises of God. Very nice.
Lovely, lovely. So, Uttamam, thank you all for joining today. And let's do a Kayena Vacha again before we wrap up for the day. Kayena Vacha Manasendriyaiva Buddhyatmana va Prahade Swabhavat Karomi yat yat sakalam parasmai Narayanaayeti samarpayami Achyutaya namaha Anantaya namaha Govindaya namaha Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Shri Krishna.